Kumasi was crazy.
The students were just high. The speakers also on point. Simika had a place jamming.
Your friend is saying, good.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video on the Design Junkies channel. Today we have the speakers from the Design Awareness Campus store. They are going to share their experiences, not just from the events, but also the whole experience at the Airbnb and the overall thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hand over to
All right.
infamous or famous Igama.
Welcome to my show. Thank you so much. I'm sure they told you the rules. No phones.
Yeah.
I'll allow your iPad.
Yeah, that's why I'm starting.
Yeah, with me. All right. So, I mean, you were all with us for this tour. It was a very nice experience. We recorded the first episode with the team to talk about the experience, the funny moments and all that. On my left, we have Steve Kai and Trudy. You guys were with us at Kumasi.
Yeah.
And you were with us at UCC. Benjamin and Nicole was with us at UMAT. You were with us for all that 3 years. And the very first question I have in mind is, why did you say yes to this initiative? Because I'm sure Sam reached out to everyone and he gave reasons and everything, but it's one thing to listen to the reasons and another thing to say, okay, I'm coming with you to another place that's like 12 hours, 5 hours. You must. Thank you so much for coming. You did well. Because I was like 12 hours from Accra. I think Kumasi was like 5. How long was CCC?
He's like, okay, actually it was 5.
Yes, let's say 5 hours. Right. Why did you say yes? And I'll start with Simenka.
Okay, so initially when I got the invitation, I was like, this kind of thing again. After taking my time, I noticed that this was a chance to impact students on different levels that I did not get the opportunity to experience. So once I got the call and Sam briefed me on how things go with this thing, I was like, okay, sure, it's a good opportunity to also give what I have or what I know to people who are eager to also take. Yeah.
All right, nice. Trudy.
Oh, I thought you were going to do like one
Gender. No.
Okay. I mean, when Sam reached out first, I was like, why not? It was a big opportunity for me. Also, because of She Tickets as well. So when we had to, go, first it was to look at the ladies, first of all, and then see how we could reach out to more females that we could, bring into the design space. So then the initiative too was great. It was something that I know would bring a good impact. I mean, when we were in school, well, maybe from my side, we didn't have a lot of programs like these that would speak about design, talk about product management and all those things. I mean, if they come, they're talking about software engineering or some sort of engineering, but they didn't go into the creative space for we are creatives that we could show your creativity. But this initiative was good. So, I mean, why not? It was a good thing to join.
Beautiful. Benjamin.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm always psyched to be any part of any project that Sam is working on. I've seen the wonderful work we're doing at Design Junkies, and personally, from the background, I'm always cheering you guys on. So, of course, when he said it, I was like, check my calendar. If I'm still here,
why not?
I'll definitely be on there. But I think, personally, for me, the main reason would be just being able to share my story, right? And I think any change you want to make would first have to start with your community. And I see our community as the students. We most of the time think of the global community when we want to tell the stories, but it also makes sense to consider some of the younger people who are now coming. And I felt it was a good opportunity to share my experience, the path I walked on, my success, my failures, and hopefully somebody might be able to learn a thing or two from those experiences. So those were my personal motivations for jumping on the tour. It was also a good opportunity for me to just take time off work and just do something different. So it was all fun.
Yeah. Discussion.
For me, a lot went through my mind at the time I received it, because I know what it took. It took for me to get into the design space. I initially am a professional medical microbiologist, so branching into the whole space took a whole lot. And at the time, I was learning a lot by myself. There was really no community for me to rely on. And even if you reached out, people would just tell you to go to YouTube. There are things there. So I was pretty much learning everything by myself. So I saw it as, and I also saw it as a chance to think about my ideas I couldn't execute when I was in school. Those I started that I couldn't because I didn't have any guidance or mentorship. And then the ones I couldn't even start at all because I thought, I'm sure everyone would think I'm crazy. So it was a moment for me to really reach out to someone who probably, maybe some girl out there who is just like me, thinking their ideas are not valid. And they probably are doing some engineering course, and maybe that's what their parents told them to do. But then they are creatives at heart. And so if they hear my story, maybe they'll think, oh, okay, so I can still do this and still do that. And I thought it would be a good moment to validate young people's dreams. So yeah, that was my motivation.
It's really powerful.
Yeah, clap for all of it.
I mean, one question came to mind because I think when we had Simenka in the bus ride, he was talking about how he didn't want to come because he doesn't really like speaking and all that, right? And I'm thinking, was there any kind of like imposter syndrome that was running through your head? Feeling like, Charlie, some crowd, am I the right person? Because I think sometimes, even though you know you're doing the work, you feel like you're going to speak to students. Are you really the right? Did you feel like that maybe between when he told you and when the main event was? I don't want to mention him. Someone should pick it up. I won't mention him.
Yeah, I mean, somebody will be watching this and thinking, oh, like, these people are up there. But I think every time I have to do something, even before I came here, it's not imposter syndrome, but making sure that I deliver the message in an impactful way for people to understand what I'm trying to say. And I mean, these were students, UCC of all places. There's some very smart people there. So what part of the story was I going to tell to make impact, to deliver the most impact in the short time that I had to tell the story? And that was the difficult part for me, like going through my experience, what would be beneficial to say, because we had a short time to say it. And, these are students, like you have to give it to them in a way that they can easily digest it. So that was mostly the part for me where but once I stood on that stage, I felt it. I felt the pressure, because all eyes on you on that stage. And it's it's a lot of pressure to deliver and say the right thing, right? So that was basically how I was feeling. But eventually, once I started, it just kicked in and everything went smoothly.
Truly.
Oh. So how will I say this? For me, looking at, I'm almost, I think the same age as those in uni as well, right? So I'm very young, and it will be like, okay, you're very young. What do you have to share, right? I mean, you've not gone through a lot of maybe mistakes or experiences like the way maybe Mr. Ben has. So it's like, what do you have to share? But I think after we went there and we started talking and, we had some of the students come up to us, that was when I realized, oh, we do have a story to tell.
Yeah.
And no matter how short or, maybe inexperienced you might be, you still have something to tell, or something that could motivate someone or push someone. That's when I realized, oh, it didn't matter if I've not lived or had that much working experience. It still mattered to some of the young ladies that, okay, how did you go through it? Because especially being the only lady at my company for like more than 2 years, it did tell a story. It had to, communicate something to the ladies that no matter what, they can do it. You are bold enough to stand in places men are also standing. So it made me realize no matter what, I did have a story to tell. I did have something to share to people, things to communicate to the young ladies to make them feel that, even after school, you don't sell yourself short, but then you can still make it out here. Yeah.
Beautiful.
For me, I have never really been to that side of the country before. And I think UMass is one of those universities, I only think of mining when it comes to them. So my fear was, so I'm going to talk. What if they don't get what I'm saying? Because these students are doing mining things, and I know there's technology, but I'm sure it's technology for mining. So if I talk, would they understand? I literally stayed up the whole night trying to put up different messages. Okay, if this is not going well and I look at them and they are not receiving it, so I should switch to that. Maybe they are not getting the message. What do I do? So I was just looking for instances. I'll read the room and then try to switch to something if it's not working. So that was my fear. Will they understand what I'm even saying? What if they ask you, and so how does this apply to mining? What's this whole thing about? So yeah, I had to prepare myself, and it wasn't easy because at a point, I just thought, oh, should I just say I'm not well so that you'll just go and leave me? Yeah, for me, I just thought they were mining people, and this whole thing about UX is going to sound awkward to them, and they might not receive. And it can be hard when you are speaking to an audience and they don't get you. So I mean, that was the challenge for me.
But I think before I come to you, I think that's another thing about this whole tour. It gives the students the opportunity to see what's outside what they are doing. Because the first episode we recorded, I was saying that I studied computer science. But look at me now. I did design now. I don't even know where I am. And it gives you the opportunity that there are things outside. Because maybe for someone in your session, that was their first time hearing about UX. They'll go learn more about it. And that's the career path they'll be going on for. So I think that was a very good. And I actually loved your session because you made it practical. So you did well. We'll come to that. See you in card.
So I really like how some approached everything because it looked like they were beating me here. From the get-go. In the beginning, I was told that I'll be there with my bros, and there's comfort in being with your design. Mentioned some names there. Asgard, Buka. Oh, it sounds cool. They're all going to Kumasi. I think that's all.
The Saturday you met, the Friday you met me, we were like, where of who they? Because he liked me.
Exactly. And I was like, okay, I mean, it's not that hard. I'm with the bros. What can go wrong? So I saw some questions. He sent me a questionnaire of a sort. I was looking into it. I was like, okay, this is a topic, and then I got to see the other speakers. And I was like, whoa, there's no bro here. These guys, they've trapped me. But then I was like, I can't bail out. Normally, I'm not somebody. I'm very shy. But I was like, this is also an opportunity to fix that. I don't know why she's laughing.
Because you're telling a lie. That's why.
I was like, it's an opportunity to fix that and also give a lot to Kenyan students because that's why I went to school.
Right.
But then I looked at all the other speakers. They were not design like graphic designers.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean their titles and their positions and all that. And you know, with a creative space, we all try to be humble. So I submitted, freelance. I'm just a freelancer. That's what's it did. So I saw everything. I was like, Trudy, this guy. And see me got freelancer. But I was like, I need to still go. And I think I delivered.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
What's my name? Kill it. Now, I mean, this was the whole behind the scenes, accepting everything, how you felt and all that. But the tour itself, everybody spent a couple of hours on there. I went with you to Kumasi. I went with you to UMass. I was not with yours. I think.
Yeah.
Okay. No, you were not even in your bus, right?
When we were coming back to
When we were
Accra, I
coming
was
back,
in the
yeah.
bus, yeah.
But how was the experience? Because this was a long journey. This was my first time, to be very honest. Doing 12 hours and there's a 5 hours and things. How was the journey? How did you feel like? Did you feel safe? Or before someone's put you in danger? You know, I'm sure you were bonding with some of the people in the bus. You know, how did you feel like? Because you said it was like a vacation for you.
Yeah. It was. I'll do it again, definitely.
The Airbnb alone.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I've been to certain places, right? I think, shout outs to you guys. You really pulled out the red carpet for all the speakers. I remember when I walked into the room, right from the door, I was like, because before I go somewhere, I mean, I could stay anywhere, but like, I think of the basics, right? So those are some of the things on my mind. Comfortable place to sleep, and everywhere was like really clean. Like, it was really clean. It felt like,
You know what?
it felt like a well thought of intentional thing that had been organized. When you went into the room, the merch was like customized.
Yeah, so
I didn't really notice the little details on the arm with like my name and everything. I was like, wow, like this is like, it was really awesome. So I would definitely do it again. I just couldn't come to the other ones because I was sidetracked planning and stuff like that. But it was a great experience and it matters, right? Because it set me up to also kind of like show up and just give everything I had to give. It wouldn't it's not like if it wasn't good, I would have given anything less. It just put me in that place to just have a good night's sleep, wake up, breakfast was served. There was chicken, there was jollof. Everything was quite epic. Yeah, there was like a whole kitchen with like cooks. He came to make us breakfast before we left and everything. So
I'm so shocked. even as part of the team, I'm shocked.
Like, I think for me personally.
Oh, then you enjoyed yourself. I now get what you're saying there.
Exactly. The bus, I think, was also like a very good ride. It was very safe. One of my key takeaways in the bus was when this guy decided to rap.
Look at it again. This is a solid spirit. Yeah. Listen, I've upgraded fighting demons. I've been battling with Satan. My puppy told me, say, believe your body, you go make up. Never pay attention to the words of a pagan. Used to ball in the trap. I'm retired like I'm back up. Business number, see what we did in the past. The life where I live, write it down, then I rap. That be why all my raps don't have any caps. Straight facts, what I spit, this is not for the...
Be careful.
The person I know. Yes.
He decided to rap.
So freestyle for the guys.
The bus, and that was really epic. But you could just tell, like, that brotherhoodness, the vibe was all there. So, yeah, it was really great.
Beautiful. We'll come to you last. Get to the Kumasi people. How did the bus ride feel? Okay, both of you were. Both of them were.
No, she didn't stay at the Airbnb. But she came back
with the bus ride,
Yeah.
Okay, Simeka. The bus ride. Who even started the conversation on our bus?
You. I think you started it. With some violent conversation.
Really?
About some-
It was about thieves.
Yeah.
And fighting.
Then
True,
they
true,
pushed
true.
to a whole God and
God.
Christianity.
They about they spoke about thieves. Then the whole podcast came to manipulation. So it was I think
We spoke about money too.
we spoke about money almost everything.
Yeah.
First 1 hour, everybody slept. Then, I don't know what triggered it. Like everybody that was actually just woke up and we just started talking. Wow. It was serious. You see, you must have slept throughout.
You get why.
You get to like God knew what was ahead. The Kumasi bus ride was fun. That's
Yes.
So Kumasi, the bus ride was fun. I think midway after the stop, I think we did a little bonding outside the bus. When we came back in, we started talking, and I mean, everybody stopped what they were doing to listen to each other. We just
so I said, I'll read a book before we get to Kumasi.
So it was fun. It was insightful, and I mean, I felt when I initially came to the bus stop where we had to meet, I noticed that I didn't know anybody on the team. Right? I thought Orville was going to be there. I'll hold Orville back, bro. But he wasn't there. And I was like, wow, how would I connect with all these people? But in the bus, I noticed by the time we got to Kumasi, bro, I was dapping everybody, bro, what's up? Wow. And in regards to the experience at the Airbnb, you guys, you outdid yourself.
I think Kumasi was better than
Kumasi was crazy. Wow. It was because I really I had mere expectations. Wow. But when I got there, I was like, yo, you guys, you outdid yourselves. Yeah, my room, the food. Oh my God. The food and the whole atmosphere in the house. It was crazy.
It didn't look like people were coming to speak. They looked like they came for vacation.
Yes, I think it was like a vacation. Yeah. And I was like, I remember telling him that, I mean, you should be calling me more.
I can't even done this thing or you should be calling me more.
And I worked at the Airbnb in the evening too as well to also prepare my presentation. And there was a very cool spot outside. It's like
it's outside, it's inside. Like that,
And it was so I worked till the following day.
It
was so refreshing.
Wow. The name of the Airbnb is Okodia Villa. And the one that's keep close is Azul Beach House. Shout out to them.
So this is just a key to those who they reach out to. Please don't miss out. You don't know what you are missing out. Please.
Yep.
But this guy, I don't even know I don't understand him. He had days. He had a lot of time to prepare his presentations. Like when in the bus, he was telling me, "I don't do my slides as a maker. Start up," because he already knew what he was going to. Do you know when this guy started working on it? Like 1 a.m. So saying he didn't sleep. That one is your fault.
Yeah. But in the bus, he said he was doing some small.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what you guys.
The conversation was popping. I had to involve myself.
He needed that to come up with a presentation.
But his slides was top. I mean, I went to him when he was preparing everything. Charlie, your mom make hot. He finished like if I do some PDF and PowerPoint because he played videos and slides and things.
Yeah.
But very, very good. I'll come to everybody's session as well. Then now do you want to say something about Kumasi before we come to
he said it was crazy.
I remember I said something in the bus. Trudy was sitting for it. I said something. Like you the guy. I said something. She tried to confirm it was regular speaking.
She never expected it.
Whatever happened there
stays there.
It was too good. No?
Now to you, Matt. First off, we'd like to say we are.
Yeah,
sorry.
He gets why.
We did our best. But sometimes when you're in Ghana, you're traveling to USA, you don't know the experience. We might book a wrong place to sleep and you try your best. And out of the 3 places, we try to give them 2 places were good, but 1 place,
Charlie.
We are sorry.
Let us share this.
You really want me to?
I think you really want it. I mean, it's part of the whole, It's part of the so feel free. After the bus ride.
Yeah. Well, in the bus, yeah, I didn't really know anyone. I see them on LinkedIn, so it was my first time to see them up close. And we initially, I think everyone probably was tired from work throughout the week, so everyone was just minding their own business. But at a point, I think around wager, people started talking. I was listening to people, and then hunger set in, so people were looking for food. That was when we started, I'd like to eat this, I want to eat this. So we started talking, and some of us started bonding with each other. At Matt, and then at Airbnb, it was okay. It was cool. When initially when I got the information about the Airbnb, I was like, oh man, I'm sure I don't want to come back. Is that the place?
Yeah, it's good in there. Yeah, Charlie.
Swimming pool and everything. I was like, so I have to get my bikini or something. Because I remember I told stuff, I thought I was coming to swim small before. Okay. Well, it was great. There were definitely some challenges, but challenges, I don't think.
She's trying to be humble. We'll see it ourselves.
I mean, okay, you finish.
So it was okay. I had a very good room, and the general space for everybody was great. I would say it was fine. It was okay. It was okay. And of course, the food. I think the food is what I have to highlight. They fed us. They fed us.
Yeah,
true. If that was fed, then you should have UCC. Don't overfeed us.
Okay. I think if I say they fed us, I was thinking of something around that side of Ghana. And I was thinking, okay, I'm not expecting to see some of the places we stopped at.
Right.
So I was like, okay, things are happening in Ghana. Like, it's not all in Accra. It's at somewhere else. So
the skies are very beautiful.
Exactly. So for me, if I look at my expectations for certain things, I think it was okay. They say they will say the rest. So they'll say
please go ahead.
Okay, I mean, so I like the fact that everyone loved the experience. Even though, I think we are disappointed because we know
all the other ones,
what we were aiming for. But the experience of the speakers is something that we wanted to pay close attention to, because in as much as we are going to impact students, the people who are coming to impact, they are spending their time. We are not necessarily giving them any on your radome. Right. So we have to take care of them. Right. And I think we being product designers is like innate to us. So that was something we really paid close attention to. So the experience at each Airbnb was carefully selected. Right. And again, big shout outs to Azul Beach House and Okodia Villa. Even though it was way out of our budget, Takashi. I reached out to them, proposed their deal, and they accepted it. And that was how we were able to get those houses. And so, I like the fact that you like it. And for you, Matt, that was the best we could see on Airbnb.
Yeah.
And it was a very nice house. I mean, they had a pool and everything. So we got there.
But the pool had colors.
The pool don't work. Jesus Christ. You can see
maybe we should bring all the speakers together and take the thing.
Yeah. But we tried our best for you, Matt. I think we still delivered. Just that how the standard we usually like to set, we weren't able to meet it. And so, I felt very bad personally, especially traveling on the way from Accra, 12 hours. To come to Takwa and back. That's pretty much like 24 hours. On the road.
The longest ride plan that you go there, you'll not be able to
for you to not experience, what we were hoping for. It was unfortunate, but I think it was still good regardless. So,
it was.
It was.
She was listening, she was like, wow. She's watching. You Matt there. Anyways, now to the main event, right? I mean, everything happened. We went on a journey, we had fun. To the main Saturday, we did a team one. Everybody spoke about what they did, because the day before, some of us had to go around to speak to the students. Because actually, the students, item, what do they call it? Item 17.
Yeah.
it's what they're looking for. I remember when we went to KNSA, went to Quincy, they're sorry, if they see and they call you Stoneboy. When I go and I show them the flight, Charlie Stoneboy, this thing, designer, he can't. Because you must too, we have to use MTN. Because if they don't hear some of these things, they were not going to come. Like this item, oh my God,
I can't do your tongue.
item 13 and things. I think KNUSC, they were the only people that didn't really ask that. And that, you realize you shared something for them because they looked like they were serious. I don't know how you
shout out to KNUSC.
So on the main day, I mean, getting ready, preparing your slide, your speaking session, coming there, how did you feel like you come to speak in front of the student? Because you said something earlier on.
Yeah.
You get there and the pressure, because all eyes on you, no matter how many times you speak, no matter how many times you record, come on, once the camera starts, really the feeling is different.
Yeah.
So how did you feel coming to stand there, seeing the students and everything?
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't scared, but like I said, I mean, there's a recurring theme when all the speakers were speaking. Storytelling is about being authentic.
Right.
You have to tell your story in a way that it's not embellished or it doesn't, like, you don't have to add anything to it, right? It's your story. And the uniqueness and the rawness of the story are telling is what people learn from. So it's remembering the right things to say. Like, basically, that was it. What can I tell these students for them to understand that I'm not asking you to stop school and come jump into tech or design, but this is a path you could also go on when you're done with school.
Yeah.
Or whilst you're in school, these are some things you could do to set you up for success when you finish school. Being able to deliver that in a way that would sound genuine and be vulnerable is difficult, you know. That was mostly my challenge. I think once I stood on this, before the session, I was standing there with Sharon, and we're just engaging some of the students. And you could tell some of them had high expectations, and, you know, because they've probably seen you on LinkedIn or stuff like that. And some of them were just like, I'm here to see what this is about. So you have to, I had slides, but I had to improvise what I was going to say, because eventually you have to speak to the audience and tell them what you feel like would be beneficial for them. When I stood on the stage, it was a lot of pressure. And it's not because I haven't spoken to kids before or like students before, a community, but like, what do you say? You know, some of them were even telling me they had upcoming tests. So they were literally here to just like, okay, if the first 10 minutes, it's not interesting, they're leaving, right? So you gotta like grab them quickly and share what you needed to share. So those are some of the things that were going through my mind. Eventually, once I settled and I was able to identify what they needed, it was just easy to just keep flowing, because the earlier session where we just asked random questions, it was easy to gauge, okay, what were they thinking? What were they expecting from this? Why were they here? And I realized that most of them was just like, I want to be a designer, right? I want to get into tech. I want to be successful. I want to finish school. Somebody wanted to even quit. I think there was a guy who mentioned about wanting to quit and go do his own thing. And it was just easy once I identified that theme to be able to deliver the message in a way that I felt would be impactful for them. So yeah, I think that was generally my experience. Yeah.
That's beautiful. One of you.
Okay, so with me, I was tired because I didn't see. I was tired. I remember that morning, Sam came to wake me up, and there was no response. He wanted to,
There was no response, I think.
Actually, he was knocking at the door, and I remember, I think I was dreaming. I think I was dreaming. And I was like, who's calling me at this time? So I checked, I was like, oh, okay, I'm here. Yeah. So I had to prep, and I think before I spoke, everything was chill vibes, because I was like, at the end of the day, they are students. I've been there before, and what could go bad?
Yeah.
So there was a speaker before me, and I think he set the tone of the whole place, and it was all like a bit stiff. He was delivering so smooth. And I was like, wow, these guys are so uptight. And, I can't dwell in such a space. So I had to come and shake things up. So I think for my slides, I started making jokes for my slides. And I just wanted them to feel that you can't take everything too serious. Because, we are designers, we are creatives. We need to loosen up. And it should be fun to absorb. It's easy to get things in your brain from a good emotional point. Yeah, so I started with jokes. Normally, I noticed that when people speak, they talk about themselves, talk about what they do, where they've been, who they've worked with. I didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
I was like, none of them matters to you. It's just going to fuel you up for nothing. And I've seen that as a student. Yeah. People come, I've worked for this, it doesn't do anything to me. Yeah. They're just gingering me, whiskets with ginger. Yeah, they're just getting me on the edge. And I was like, okay, so what can I give them that would help them? And I was like, my process. Yeah. That's what I came here for. Later, when they find that interesting, they'll go after everything else, what I do, who I've worked with. Got it. Yeah, and thanks to this guy, he blew it up a little bit with his intros.
I didn't remember.
Yeah, so it got everybody on the edge. Okay, if he works for this guy, let's see what he has to say. Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't have my glasses. Normally, I tried to show I wear my glasses as like a mask. I was like, it's inappropriate as well. And I had to stand there with my tired eyes. And there's one thing I noticed too, I was like, wow, is this how our lecturers feel? Yeah, because you could see some people talking here and there.
Yeah, that thing is one.
I got to a point, I almost said, there was one particular point, I almost said, please, can you keep quiet over there? Yeah, I was like, nah, I don't know, they are not kids. Yeah, they are young adults. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was calm for me. And yeah.
Awesome.
Truly. Okay, let's go.
As a keynote speaker, I knew it's about setting the tone. And if I crashed, then almost everyone, including the audience, would take home something about me. And that pressure was so much on me. Like I stated early on, I didn't sleep. I didn't really sleep. So mine was dozing off and it's almost 3 a.m. It's almost 5. So that was what I went through. But yeah, I was catching sleep here and there. Then on the day, I saw Ray trying to, he was setting the tone, but I wasn't setting it. I was like, at the end of the day, it's going to be on me. Yeah. And I was watching the students. Some of them walked in as if they were forced. Yeah, some too came in as if
they don't know
we are here to hear what you say, and if it does, because some of these students really know their stuff. Yeah. And so some of them walked in as if, yeah, I'm here. Let's see what you have to say. And others too walked in as if they were dragged to the place. Yeah. And I was getting my slides ready, and I wasn't shivering, but it felt like, wow, so if I don't do this right, then all the other speakers will go like, yeah, right. And then all the students will go like, what happened? Because on LinkedIn, someone said, I'm looking forward to your keynote. Students. So I got there and yeah, I'm sure we'll get to that part. But I almost didn't, my session almost didn't start well for me, but I focused on the students. And then like Ben said, I made it about something about them, because as a product designer, it's just about people. Yeah. So then I had to toe that lane and then make something about them. So I just had to create a story that resonates with them, because on a daily basis, we are using products, we are using things, either physical products or digital products. So I had to start with that. Then things picked up. Then I saw that some of them were beginning to, feel something was happening. then me too, I felt the fire was coming up, and then
Hallelujah.
initially, no, it's like, what is Rachel trying to do? Is he trying to buy time? You buy the time. I was like, it's not buying.
We needed a lot of time
Yeah.
because
And
you might.
Yeah, it didn't. We sort of didn't start early too, so that was a little bit of there was an anxiety somewhere. Like, what's gonna happen? Would I be able? Will Ray stop me in the middle of the way, or in the middle of the whole thing and say, okay, it's almost time or something like that? But yeah, I had a good time. What I was expecting, I didn't. In terms of it may not go well, it actually sort of
Went
well because the students engaged a lot. They did engage. As I'm speaking, I could see some of them really laughing. It's like, yeah, I've been in that situation. And someone literally shouted, yeah, you know. It's like, okay, something is going well.
You might, if not for the team that went to do the sewing, which we call going around to call people
From their
hostels. And I'm sure the speakers would have spoken to them because the students, see, it was crazy. We spoke about it in the first episode. Like, we entered the place, we came with the speakers, we entered there, and you could see the whole place.
Like disoriented.
Other schools had to cross so that KFC work.
Yeah, I think we took a lot of lessons
From the other places.
Yeah, from especially UMaths. Personally, because UMaths always broke me. I'm not gonna lie.
wow.
Yeah, I was very down. I think I did a good job of composing myself, but I was very down, very disappointed. And so I was like, Omo, can you just do or die?
Oh no, it was bad because
But
the students looks like they have something different. Like she was saying, some of them entered the place like somebody forced them there. And yes, we have to go and talk to them. Their friends came to convince them and things. Some came there like, Charlie, let me just listen and just disappear and things. But they stayed too. It looked at the beginning, it looked as though Charlie, Sam, what will you do for you? Because it was serious. Though. In my head, I'm like, Charlie. So we had to do like 30 minutes, 45. That's what she was saying.
There was a program there before. So it was more like these students are really into the whole politics and what they are going to get more than what's about to happen. I mean, so the whole program is like, if it matters to you, then you come there. Otherwise, it's like, nah, we are here for the politics. So it's like, it
was crazy trying to engage them. And another thing too was most of them looked like they were clueless. Because I remember asking them the courses they were doing. Raising hand, mining, they don't know what is going on. This one is raising hand, but they don't know what is going on. Have you spoken?
Not yet.
Okay.
First of all, Kumasi, dear, let me just clap for them.
Active.
The students were just, I think, high. They were okay. The speakers also, the tone they set was on point. Simika had a place jamming.
Yeah.
So it was good. I think since my topic was how I got into tech, it was more of me sharing my experience, my journey. And also being a lady, it had to gear towards that aspect. And for me, since we didn't have a lot of females, now that was where my attention was. Because we had a lot of male, the male were hype, they were talking, but then you realize the females were just so quiet, so down, and so it was for me to speak to the ladies and get them to enjoy the program as well. It shouldn't be like this is a male area. Yes. So they should also feel that the tech space is also for them. It welcomes them as well. So for me, it was just to share my story, to let them know that it's a good place for them to come in. They can also thrive in that place. I mean, I had females talking about they don't know what they are doing in the space. Some of them, they feel like the subjects are too difficult. Someone said, Okusia, it's CML, and then she wasn't getting it, she doesn't understand it, so she wants to stop. And I said, you're stopping, where are you going? She said, maybe you should now stop the web development and then come into UI UX. And I'm like, she should, learn the web development and still also capture design is both a great thing. But you could see the females, for them in their head, tech is difficult, right? And I feel like that was where we had to change that narrative.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the speakers did well, the students were already high, so Kumasi was, for me, 100 over 100. Yeah.
Benjamin, do you want to say something?
Yes. So I think, while she was speaking about the students, one of the key things that stood out to me was, I remember when I was in school as well, I went to GTC. I hated every single class I went to. And I only came to appreciate tech when I got an internship to actually work in an environment where I could see some real use cases of the things that I was learning in school. That was the only point at which my interest got piqued, right? So for some of these students, even though they are reading computer science and stuff, like they're teaching them very unrealistic, and it's not to say that it's totally bad. It's just, maybe it's foundational, right? But then the real experience we all have had because of our experiences, they can't grasp that. Like they can't. So this HTML thing, the person is saying like some abstract thing where it's difficult to understand, Whilst the speakers were speaking, I think I went out a little bit to just like ask the students were passing. I was asking them if they knew there was something going on there. And they would ask, well, what is it about? And you're like, oh, it's tech, design, creatives and stuff. And they'll be like, oh, not today. And it's not because they don't have the time or they don't think it's necessary. There's just no interest when it comes to what I think we're teaching the kids, even at the university level, for them to even understand that some of these things are important to them, right? I mentioned this when I was speaking, I think in the panel discussion, that I think we need to relook at some of it's the approach, right? Like I was learning Fortran in school. Nobody uses that to do anything practically, right? Imagine telling another person to come and do the same thing. We have certain schools where people are still writing code on paper.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
Stuff like that. Exactly.
I mean, they're still doing it.
Exactly. So some of these students, they would never be able to really appreciate the tech. They would think we're on a different side of tech. Like, like what are these people talking about, right? So, exactly. I like the fact that you guys are taking that initiative. And that's why I really enjoyed my stay with the students, because that's where it starts from, right? And then they can come back to their alma maters and go like, I'm also giving back because somebody came here one time and then helped me out of that situation. So,
Yeah, I think what you just said, when I was on campus, computer science, everything was on paper. And one time I asked the lecturers if there was no lab for us to test the code, because they would literally print exam sheets, write the codes and leave empty areas for you to fill in. Yes, you want the people to be able to understand the syntax and be able to fill it in. But if you're writing code, you're able to run and see the errors and stuff. Exactly. So it didn't make sense. I think it was one of the things that made me lose interest in code. Because Charlie, how come today come and put it? Me, I don't really understand the thing. So I lost interest in it. And that was why I went on the whole journey of trying to even learn my own design stuff. And I think that's one thing, the system. And that was, I liked it that you touched on it, because that was the next question. What the system is doing wrong? Because when we were speaking earlier on, we mentioned that some of these schools, you go there and the students don't even want anything to do with tech. I think there were a couple of people in Kumasi that I think Bernard and I went to speak to. We're like, what are you doing? I think one guy was like, pharmacist or something like, oh, it's in tech. It's like, oh, nah. And I remember Bernard mentioned that you don't know, next 2 years you need it. And that's true, because right now every industry is using tech in one way or the other. So to just block it out completely doesn't make sense, sort of, right? And I think the school structure has been designed in the way that they're not even giving the chance for practical things to even come into the system. There's already the courses in place. It's not helping, because for something like what Simenka does, there's no way. Who's going to teach you?
No, it's not taught.
There's nobody. And I think, we've started this. I'm hoping that we'll have the push to continue doing this and impact a lot of people. Because I think after every session, this guy was trying to be bad. A lot of people were speaking to you. I was trying to push some to my side, but a lot of students have questions. A lot of them. And if they get these opportunities, I think it will help them.
Also, I'm thinking about the ladies a lot, because at UMass, the representation was very low. And those who were there it looked like probably there was no one in the hostel, and they've come to drag people, so they're also there. Nothing showed that they were interested. And after the program, I approached one particular girl. I approached her and asked her, did she understand everything that happened? I'm a mining student. I'm like, yeah, understand, but you know tech is in every space. And she's like, yeah, then she's just smiling and like she's indifferent about what is going on. So she was like, yeah, but I liked what you said. I said, you said you didn't even understand anything.
How
So
did
what
you like it?
How did you like what I said? And I think in as much as we are looking at tech generally, let's also look at females in tech too. Like I think, I don't know what the Design Junkies will do, but I know there's a lot going out there to help girls love tech and help them understand that, women are meticulous. So imagine a woman designing a product for millions of people to use. It's not just about they sitting down and doing something. They are going to think about a child, a mother, a father. They are going to think about themselves. If we put ourselves in the shoes of people anytime we are doing things in cooking, anything. So I think we should do something to raise that awareness, especially for the ladies. We could do something for them because for me, the boys were about 85 or even 90% of the people at UMass, the students were guys. So if you take the organizers and some friends of the organizers out, the rest were totally lost.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just here. So,
And I mean, to add up to what she said, I know that we have a lot of ecosystems surrounding building women in tech. So we have a lot of that in Accra.
yeah.
But we don't look outside Accra. And even to come to that, I was having a talk with a friend and she said, we bring the females to tech, but do we help them stay?
Yeah.
And that was what shifted my attention. I was like, I need to look at what I'm doing with She Tech It. Because it's like, okay, we are dragging the women here. We want them to, learn tech. We want them to understand what is going on in the tech space. But then, are we helping them to stay? What are we doing to encourage them or make them look at the other side of tech, what they can really bring, right? Like she said, if a woman is really creating something, she's thinking about everything, around. A man, they say men are just like one way focused.
I'm waiting for the comment section. I was waiting for you to say. I'm also going to go one way.
But you see, when it comes to women, we are. They say women are multi-taskers. We think about everything, right? So, if women should really dive into the tech space and build stuff, it would be crazy.
If I say what I want to say, you will cancel me.
I have a
I will
question.
cancel you.
Right. So, you just said there are lots of communities that bring women into tech but can't keep them.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the issue is? And based on your observations, that goes to everybody.
Yeah.
What do you think we can do to change that?
I think that the number of women in the tech space also are not making themselves visible enough. I have been to so many spaces, and then when I see, the last time I was at a program and there's a woman, I've forgotten her name, but she ever worked at Microsoft, worked at so many places, and I have never seen her post on LinkedIn before.
Yeah.
And when I heard the kind of IT company she's running, that is not just in Ghana, I was like, we want to look up to you. We want to see you. Even if we can't see you in person, we want to see you post, we want to see the things you are doing. And one woman I look up to a lot is Angela Tremartin Jimo. She's an ex-IBM staff. And she also worked at, I think, Microsoft too. And now she's running her own company. And I was fortunate to see her or get to know her at a very young age. So I took my inspiration from her. I loved where she started from. She was in the banking space. Then she went into tech. And then she was all over, like at the top tech companies. That is where she found herself at. And she's on LinkedIn, very visible. So I think visibility is one. We are not seeing them enough. And those who are making themselves available to on LinkedIn are not even making themselves available to. So you can probably reach out to some of them and you may never hear from them again. But most of the time when you reach out to the men, they try to make themselves.
That's what I was going to say. So this one they came from a woman.
And you can leave one way to make people see that you are interested in what you are doing, or people to say that you are interested in what they've come to you for, is when they reach out to you, and maybe in your comment section, that's where you can engage with your people, but you will never see the women doing that. And yeah, most of them don't hold. I've never really heard any woman doing a tour or something. I think a lot of things sound scary for women. Maybe it's visibility, availability, the fear. I don't know if it's fear.
Guys,
Yeah.
comments.
I have a story too that, and just already said this. Whatever I'm saying is just riding on that. So, I mean, on my pod, right, there was one time I was supposed to interview one particular woman, and she did something very massive that I can say maybe in Ghana, she's the first person doing that, right? And we wanted to talk about that journey. And she agreed to it and everything. But the day she came, she was like, Ghana, I'm scared, Ghanaians and how they're going to take it and all that. And I told her to her face, like, you're part of the problem. Because if we have people like you coming out, just like she's saying, coming out to share some of these things, the other women, specifically, the other women also see that, okay, this is possible. Because right now, some women are, like she was talking to, one of you said she was talking to someone, and the person was like, oh, I enjoyed it, oh, I'm scared. It's because they don't see a lot of people doing it for them to see that, actually, it's possible. Yeah. But for the guys, this one says some they do something. Like, there was one guy in Kumasi, literally started a community there because when I was on campus, I used to teach. I started a YouTube channel. He started that because he saw that I was doing it.
Right.
That kind of bold step is naturally with the guys.
Yeah.
But the women, sometimes they need someone to kind of push them. And if they see someone like them doing it, it becomes easier. Like you said, most of the women communities we say, or maybe women in tech, sometimes you go and check it, it's not even run by women themselves. It's maybe sometimes men trying to, maybe you have women that like she's doing, but sometimes it's run by the men themselves. And the visibility part, they make themselves visible, but they are not available to even, help with that. And I know a couple of people when I was on campus that were trying to reach out to certain women to help them and all that. So I think the people ahead don't put themselves out there. I agree with you. And once again, I'm just writing on what she said.
And let me quickly also try to be on the part of women as well. Most of the time, these women to have families, and
fair point.
That's, I think, one disadvantage. So at the time she wants to be out there, maybe Angela might want to be here, but perhaps she has family things she has to take care of. So if we have young women, maybe at a point in time I might not. You can call me and I'll probably not be able to, not because I don't want to, but because we are stereotyped. The stereotyping is wild. It's only a man who wants to support a woman who will support a woman. So if you don't have that support to leave maybe your kids or your husband, your family, maybe you are looking after your aged parents or something, who are you going to live them with? And it's a whole lot, from stereotyping to family issues to, the parts where I think they can do well, that's the availability and the visibility. It's all a lot for women. We can give them some grace, but then again, those who have the chance, I think they should really try to make themselves
one more thing.
available.
I think even though we talk about tech, and people talk about, right now it's a space for all and all that, I think we've not made it loud enough. People outside know that right now tech is not just a main field. But I think over here, some people still have it in their mind that, because when I went to campus to go and study computer, 90% of the class were
men.
You just have few men. And even those ones, they were a bit reserved because they felt like they were in a male-dominated space. They didn't want to involve themselves in a couple of things and all that. So we are talking about it and all that, but I think we are not talking about it enough. Because they come take this one, they actually manage it. You understand? I think maybe we need to be more loud about it.
Maybe too, we can reward women in this space. Maybe there can be initiatives like that where the women who are really doing something should be rewarded. And as part of the reward, you can ask that they also pick up younger people, maybe just one that they can mentor. And that can force them, because people want to be rewarded. Even when I pay for something and you reward me for paying that thing, I feel happy. Then I forget about the money I've even spent. And I'm looking at the free thing you gave to me. So when women are rewarded, maybe there could be a shift in the younger generation that, tech is rewarding. I don't know. The entertainment industry is rewarding people every day. What?
Sure. I think to Tom's question, right? You asked, how do we, to what Julie said, how do we bring the women and keep them in? And I have some extreme views on this, but I'm not going to share it here because it will be for another episode.
Behind the camera.
Yeah, but I think it matters when we talk about impact, right?
Yeah.
I think there's numbers, like there's volume. There are lots of like cohorts and groups saying, yeah, we're focused on women and we're doing this for women. But my question always is like, who is really measuring the impact? And I'll tell you, we have this same problem when it comes to the agri-tech space. Farmers are the most, I'm going to use this opportunity to advocate for farmers. Farmers are the most taking advantage of sets of people in this country because every single agri-tech that is built in Ghana comes and claims that they are working with this same group of farmers. Nobody's really measuring the impact to even see if all the training and all the things, the engagements they are doing is really working. It's the same when it comes to some of these ecosystem cohorts and people who say we are working with just women. It looks good, right? Optics, like you might get a cool grant or somebody's shining the spotlight on you and if it feels good, it looks good, there's a whole production around it, but there's no real impact. So to your question, how do we make sure that we're bringing the women in and they're staying? We need to start measuring the impact. If you can start telling stories from a place of impact and showing what impact you're actually making, it encourages more people to come on board, right? Design is all about testing hypotheses and with data and making data-backed decisions, right? So as creatives, it's important that we also take that same route and say, this is what I'm doing. This is what I've been able to do in the last 3 months. Shine the spotlights on the people. The reward thing you mentioned, like if there are people who came in, didn't know anything about tech, now they are somewhere good, like shine the spotlights on them, put them at the front, boost their confidence, right? For anybody also listening in places where we work, give the women a voice. I know it's a very controversial topic when we talk about these things to say who gave the men a voice. It's not about the genders, right? It's about representation, and representation matters. If women see women doing stuff, they are more inclined to do it too. And so it matters that we push the agenda and give everybody that equity, equal field for all of us to play on. Now, I think it's also cultural. And the reason I don't fight these things and I'm saying I have an extreme view on it is because once you get into it, it's just going to be a different conversation like in the bus. So let's not do that. But there's a huge cultural stigma that just like makes women feel not confident enough to be themselves when it comes to ours, like working environments, I personally have worked with people who have said, I would not employ a woman for her to come and tell me that certain time of the month she has cramps. Like,
I had a woman on my board say the same thing.
And somebody will say, oh yeah, but she has the choice to do that. And that's fine. It's not all opinions that have to be aired. Everything you think about, you don't have to say it, right? So some of these things also have to be properly put in place. I work in a company that has a lot of women in like leadership positions. It's so intimidating. And it's not because I'm a man, but it's a cultural shock to see, I'll give you a scenario. Somewhere 2 weeks ago, we had this product sync where the head of product made a decision and one of the PMs didn't like the decision. And she told him to his face on the call that I didn't like the decision you take. Next time, don't do that again. I turned off my camera because I had to take like 3 minutes to, process the whole thing that had just happened. But I saw how the other women on the call quickly jumped in to say, I also didn't agree. And all of a sudden she felt supported enough to feel confident, right? These are some of the things we like to talk about and see and put at the front so that people don't come and say, why are you just talking about women? Why are you not talking about, it's not a gender comparison. Representation. Currently, we have a problem where women are not a lot in the space, and we need them to be in the space and to be making impact, not just come and join, but like actually have real impact. So,
Cool. Okay. I have a few more questions. But I like to take action on things, right? I'm not a big fan of putting ideas out there and then that's it. I think if there's a real opportunity for us to do something about it. Let's do something about it.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say in the next 1 to 3 months, right? What can we do? Like, how many have you? 6?
Yeah.
6 of us sitting here. What can we do to address this issue and at least kickstart something that other people can jump on? It goes to anybody.
I think, well, I'm coming from SheTech side.
Yeah.
So I guess one proposal SheTech brought to the Design Junkies was to bring up the ladies circle, the lady design circle. Already with the ladies, we met at Kumasi. I've been in touch with some of them. I mean, some of them are doing some good work. And I think communicating with some of them too has been good. So, I mean, that's what SheTech can do. And we don't want like so much numbers. I think I told you that before. We don't want to have a lot of people and then now we can't contain them. And we want to make impact. We want to see their progress. We want to know, okay, they jump from 1 to 2 to 3, right? So if we can start from, let's say, well, we've seen what we did at Kumasi, so we can start from there. I think we got some of their contacts, so then we can start from that side. So I think that's what SheTech too can do. And then I think with some of the companies we are working with, I think we are talking to some companies to offer internships. So if they are able to, build on their skills, they're able to grow in it, then we know that, okay, we can ship them to their companies to also have some internships with them and then
That's awesome.
see what it does. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, in terms of the internships, we have, I think through this campus, so we've been able to impact and reach a lot of people. So we have close to 1,000 students in our database right now, just students alone. Imagine the other professionals in our network. Yeah, so for any company, any organization looking to give young people a chance, these are very talented folks. I think when Nicole was speaking, she made mention of the fact that some of these students know their stuff. And that's what motivated us to even create a section on the campus store where we allow students to showcase some of the cool products they're building. So any companies who might be looking for interns or full-time contractors, whatever it is, let's talk. It can be in the creative space, it can be in the tech space. Let's talk. We have these people and they are looking for these opportunities. For some reason, whether it's because of certain bureaucracies in some companies or whatnot, they don't get access to these things. And the people who need them don't get it. The people who are in these positions.
This matter you want to start.
We are ready. So if you're looking for them, let's talk and reach out to us and then we can facilitate that. I think that's a good step into making things happen, not being all about talk and everything. Because talking to a good price, and I just
So I mean,
Okay.
okay, you can go, ladies first.
Right. As product quotient too, which is something that I do, I mentor a lot, and most of these girls are from Nigeria, surprisingly. They want to learn UX writing, they want to learn UX design. So I mentor some of them. They are not many. And it helps me because I'm able to track what they are doing. Tasks that I give to them, I'm able to track. And I think one step to let these girls see that their ideas or whatever they are thinking of is valid is maybe they can be in a space like this. And they can also talk about exactly why they are afraid. They should let us know. And if they can let us know why they are afraid and why they think they don't ever want to, then we can also present the opportunities. So it's up to them. But you see, even in the Bible, it is stated that someone planted the seed and someone else watered. So we can so we can plant the seeds and everything, all the things they've mentioned, cohorts, like people, the ecosystem where people are doing cohorting, someone is offering internship opportunities. These are seeds we are sowing, and they would also get to a point where they realize that tech is here to stay. And maybe 2 years ago, when someone said this and I was dodging, I've gotten into a space where by all means, I have to do something about tech. So maybe some spotlight like this, if I see my friend, I'm like, hey, so you really went there? Okay, so then maybe next time me too. Maybe I should really try this. Maybe it's not so hard like that. Maybe we should give them the space to really talk about. We are here thinking it's fear. What if it's really not fear? What if it's not fear? What if it's their parents telling them you can't do it?
I mean, there's several reasons, right? And I'm sure for anybody who's going to watch this, like you want to take away something from this, right? We've spoken to a different set of stakeholders, right? We've spoken to the industry, the cohorts, and now to the actual people who want to do this, right? It would take a bit of work on your side as well, right? Like, I remember after the session, I did have a few engagements with some people, and I was like, oh, this is my private number. You can call me. I have 2 numbers. The one calling number I have, I don't give it out. I give my WhatsApp number. If you WhatsApp me, I'm not available. I would respond when I can. And it wasn't a mistake though, but I wish I didn't do that because I got a lot of phone calls. And most of the time I tell people who want to be mentored that do this. Use your resources like carefully. So if you want to come to him, don't come to him and say, oh, I want to learn Figma. How do I go about it? You can easily find that information online. Ask him specific things relating to his experience that he can help you. Okay, so if you come to me and you say, how do I become a UX UI designer? Or what should I learn? I would tell you to ask ChatGPT, right? But if you put it in context and you say, how do you navigate around the Ghanaian ecosystem or, whatever my experiences are in, I would be able to then give you, out of my experience, what you need. I feel like a lot of times the enthusiasm and the excitement and, oh, I have somebody I can just go and ask these questions, gets the better part of them, and then they end up wasting their opportunities because on the 3rd call, you might not get me on the 4th call.
Yeah.
And you might need me to give you answers to something that's more important and you've already blown and I'm not saying give 3 chances or 4 chances per se, but it helps to just prepare when you're about to talk to people, right? Yeah. I personally had a mentor and I could remember the number of sessions I had with him. It was specific, to things I needed in my career. I would only ask him for a call if I needed, okay, maybe I'm stuck here, what decision? And always I had to present my case and then he would give me advice. It's not like, what do you think I should do? I'm not your parent.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, some of these things are. So I think that also matters. There's also this conception that tech is something you go in to make money. I don't know. Maybe I'm yet to see the money. Maybe you guys have seen the money. But I think what you're doing is so great. How do we change the narrative? How do we reinvent the way someone has done this? You have a very big challenge. And when I say you, I mean the design junkies and everything you want to do, right? You're about to shift people's mindsets from what they've been told to a different way of thinking about these things. And it would take a lot of information, right? So you will find yourself maybe working with just a small group of people, even if you're able to impact just 200 students. That is big progress, right? Because these students would also go ahead to impact other people. You don't want to fall into the trap of the numbers where, you are saying, oh, today we spoke to 10,000 students but how many of them, let me use the word convert, do you really convert to come in and stay, right? I think personally as well, I've tried to mentor some people and I would encourage any of the professionals out there. Some people need to do the work of mentorship. It's not all of us who just work and share our experience. Some people actually have to dedicate time and say, we are training some upcoming people. We are giving them opportunities. I don't know if I've reached out to you recently, but I try, a lot of time when people call me, oh, I'm looking for a job, I'll be like, oh, I'll link you up with, because I know they have a community that they can put you in. And then when opportunities come, just before I came, I was speaking to a CEO. He asked me if I wanted to work with him. I said, no, I would recommend somebody. And it's like that, right? That is how we build and keep the ecosystem growing. Yeah. It's a lot of work. Now, I'll talk about money. Resources are needed to do this. Let nobody lie to you that look at all these cameras here, look at all this number of people, the effort you put in, the travels and everything. So
Yeah.
I would also encourage the corporate bodies and some of these companies who are willing to, I mean, we have budgets, we blow budgets on work activities on non-performing employees. They can redirect those budgets to some social initiatives like this that have a real impact, right? They could offer their spaces to even shoot videos, even maybe give access to their top talents in their companies to also share their experiences so that in terms of educating others, we all build one ecosystem, which is something I think we're lacking in Africa as a whole. So those would be my 2 cents.
Yeah.
So yes, speak on 2 things. One would be direction, and the next one would be grace. So in terms of direction, I feel a lot of people don't really sit down to, as you said, because they have access to you, they reach out to you anytime, anyhow. I feel a lot of people, we complain that this is not right, this is not, but you need to sit down and think about where you want to go.
True.
It's very important, because you easily get swayed.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of them don't do. After the talk, I found a lot of people texting me, what do you want to learn? I want to learn multimedia. There's a lot there. Yeah. So now you are just challenging me to think for you. And there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
And I feel if a lot goes into that, it's really going to narrow the work down for your mentors to also make it easy.
Exactly.
And 2, in terms of grace, we play a part. We are an industry, every industry, tech, design. We want results.
Yeah.
Nobody has time to look at your weak stuff.
Yeah.
So when people at the top don't really see potential, they just want results at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We want the job done.
Yeah.
So it's also important for us to also lower ourselves. We came from somewhere.
True.
Poker. Shout out to Poker. I was Poker's first intern.
Wow.
Right? And I was like, this guy is so good at what he does. Animation, so good. I've stood by him, draw stuff from scratch, from his mind, animate from scratch. And one time he showed me his first animation. And I was like, wow, this guy was weak at the beginning as well.
Yeah.
But it's a side that nobody will ever see.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to see potential. Yeah, because we want results, we bypass potential all the time. And anytime we bypass potential, if the person's mental build-up is weak, they break down. They just abandon it.
Yeah.
It's another unfinished project.
Yeah.
And we are talking about men and women here. Let's be real, it's easy for men to be like, okay, you keep it going. But a woman should be like, nah, this guy doesn't like my stuff. So I think I would find something else to do. So it goes a long way to also encourage and see potential. Open your eyes. Even if you're at the top, see potential. Look back. You started from somewhere. And I legit know people who they don't even look like they've got potential, but they've really changed the narrative over time because of encouraging words to them. So it goes a long way.
Sure.
I mean, we can't have
No, talk.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a very insightful is the only word coming to my mind now, so I'm going to use it. It's been a very insightful conversation. I really love the fact that everything that has been said here directly aligns to the purpose of the store, even without us telling you guys directly, right? You just mentioned something about potential and poker being weak from the start and everything, and you also mentioned something about people thinking getting tech for money and everything. That was the primary reason for like the design your greatness, right? Design your greatness in the sense that you can be great from any point in time, right? You have to take charge of your life, take charge of your career, and design it. Design what you want to see, how you want to see your life turn out, right? And I think there was a point in time, especially on Twitter, where once you go to tech Twitter, it's just all about money. Well, just flaunting money, how much I make. And I was like, I'm going to say, this is BS, this is bullshit. Like, there's a next generation who are coming up show them what they need to do.
They had me.
Yeah, show them what they need to do, what you went through to get to where you are. Don't just show them the results and be like, oh, it's easy, I'm making X amount of dollars, whatever. Nobody cares, to be honest.
Yeah.
It just be you and your family. That's true. Nobody cares. And it got to the point, everybody wants to jump in tech and just, I want to remote work. I'm like, bro, you know how many years I worked before I got my first remote gig? Like, you need to work on the fundamentals. And that's the whole purpose of this Design Your Greatness campaign. Like, don't look at anybody. Don't necessarily follow people too much. Look at your context. Look at your situation. Look at where you come from, the resources you have, and how you can utilize them to get to where you want to get to.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I'm really like, I love this set.
Yeah, it was a very beautiful discussion.
Very beautiful discussion. And I think you also mentioned something about a lot of events happening just in Accra. Right. And I think we've been able to achieve something that's, I don't really know of any other organization that has done that. Even though we've done events in just 3 regions, we've been able to impact half of Ghana. Because when I was checking the metrics, I realized people came from different regions across Ghana, right? I mean, they used to see when someone came all the way from Ashaiman. Wow. That was crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Odiklo, shout out to you. Right. And so, we need to do more of this, and we need to collaborate more as an ecosystem, right? We need different communities to come together, join forces, and let's do this. At the end of the day, we are trying to achieve the same thing, right? Grow the next generation, make sure they're in a good place. And in turn, it goes a long way to help Ghana at the end of the day, because we all want to jackpot. I'm sure you want to jackpot, right? But if here everything, the systems are set right, you don't always have to wait for government, bro. Right? We need to do something for the government to see that, these people are serious. It goes back to what you said. Nobody wants to support any weak thing. Like, nobody cares about your ideas. Ideas are, I think you were just saying something earlier. Ideas are like beans, they move around, right? If you are not able to work on them, at least show that you are capable of doing something. Nobody is going to support you.
Yeah.
So again, whether you're a beginner, whether you're a senior, whether you're an organization, whether you're a community, whatever it is that you are, we are trying to make a better Ghana, trying to make a better community, a better ecosystem. Let's all come together, put our thoughts and our thinking powers, come together as a collective and make things happen, right? I beg you, we need money to do things. Corporate bodies, we reach out to you guys, don't mind me. But let's talk and let's do this. We are going to Ashesi next. It's going to be a hackathon. We'll talk about that as well. And that's going to be wild. I mean, it goes, we'll talk about it. There will be a video, we'll talk about it. But
Stay tuned. And we'll be coming to UJ for FitCon.
Active
2025. Everything we did this year was like mini FitCon, it's easy. So this year, we're coming massive. 10 times over the last year. Yes, I said it.
If you enjoy this conversation, some people sitting at this table will be at FitCon.
Yeah. You'll be there. I'll be there. I'm going to be there too. This was a lovely conversation. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll talk about Happy Fund next. See you.
Bye. Atasa.